Hello, my fellow animal lovers. How are you today? Before I ferry you to dreamland, if you love the content and you love animals, I encourage you to show your support by subscribing. By the way, tell us where you are in the world in the comments section. What time do you like watching our channel? I look forward to reading all your comments. Enjoy. The Orb Spider's Geometric Web, a Minesweeper Script for Deep Rest. Chapter 1, The First Invisible Thread. The world settles into a deep, profound quiet, a hush that breathes softly as the very edges of day begin to blur, dissolving gently into the soft embrace of evening. Or, perhaps, it is the hushed, barely there light that tenderly touches the sleeping earth just before dawn breaks. There is an almost sacred stillness here, a quiet so deep that the very air seems to hold its breath, waiting in a state of suspended animation. This pervasive quietude invites a deep, unhurried sense of peace, a gentle, inevitable slowing of all things, allowing the subtle, almost imperceptible rhythms of nature to softly emerge from the background hum of daily life. In this serene pause, the sharp, demanding edges of the day's worries gracefully soften and recede, and the mind finds an unhurried, boundless space to observe, to simply be, without expectation or demand. The light itself undergoes a sensory softening, muting any harsh contrasts and gently dampening the louder, more intrusive sounds, inviting a more introspective and profoundly peaceful observation of the natural world. This pervasive tranquility fosters a deep, inherent sense of calm that gradually, tenderly envelops the listener's mind, easing it into a state of receptive tranquility, a perfect preparation for the gentle, effortless descent into deep rest. This quiet is not an emptiness, but a gentle presence, a comforting blanket woven from the subtle, almost imperceptible movements of air and the distant murmuring echoes of the fading day or the awakening night. It is a moment of profound grounding where the hurried, insistent pace of the waking world gradually recedes, leaving behind a pristine, serene canvas upon which the unfolding, gentle narrative can softly unfurl. In this deep pre-dawn stillness, or as twilight deepens its soft embrace, our focus turns to a tiny, silent presence, the orb spider. She is poised, a creature of exquisite patience, waiting with an almost boundless calm for the perfect, unspoken moment. She knows, with an ancient inherent wisdom, that the world must settle, that the air must find its quiet breath before her delicate artistry can begin. Her 8 eyes, multifaceted and dark, are attuned not to the hurried movements of the day, but to the subtle shifts in light and air currents, invisible to our own less sensitive perception. Her 8 legs, fine and exquisitely jointed, rest lightly, sensing the slightest tremor, the softest whisper of the breeze. She is a silent anchor in a world preparing for its own quiet transformation. The cool, still air before dawn carries the faint, almost unheard whisper of the first tender breeze, a gentle exhalation from the sleeping world. This is the moment she feels, a subtle invitation. And then, with a movement almost imperceptible, a quiet miracle begins. From her spinnerets, located at the tip of her abdomen, emerges the very first delicate silk thread. This is not a rushed action, but a slow, deliberate extrusion, as if the liquid silk within her body is gently persuading its way into the cool morning air. This initial thread, known as the bridge line, is astonishingly fine, often described as nearly invisible to the naked eye. It possesses a strength that belies its ethereal appearance, a silent testament to nature's profound engineering. This single fragile beginning is carried not by her will, but by the unseen forces of the air itself, the gentle breath of the wind. It drifts slowly, patiently, like a tiny gossamer seed across the space she intends to bridge. The feeling is one of quiet anticipation, a soft waiting for this delicate filament to find its destination. It meanders, sometimes pausing, sometimes swaying, on its unhurried path across the void, until it softly, almost tenderly, finds its anchor. It snags onto another support, a leaf, a twig, a fence post, a blade of grass, a quiet, perfectly organic connection made in the hushed stillness. Once this initial, foundational thread has found its secure hold, the spider begins the delicate process of pulling it taut. She moves along the length of the newly established bridge line, reinforcing it with additional strands of silk, ensuring its strength and stability. This dragline silk, the type used for the web's framework and the spider's own safety line, is remarkably strong and tough, possessing properties that rival steel when compared by weight, yet remaining flexible and resilient. The emphasis here rests on these unseen forces, the gentle guiding breath of the wind that carry this fragile beginning across a space, and the subtle, deliberate actions of the spider that transform a drifting filament into a foundational structure. The sensory focus includes the cool, still air that whispers across the landscape, the faint, almost unheard murmur of the breeze as it carries the delicate silk, the feeling of quiet, patient anticipation, and the single, nearly invisible thread stretching with quiet tension into the vastness of the waking world. It is a whispered secret about the quiet workings of the world, where significant and beautiful processes unfold without the need for grand displays, urgent action, or conscious human intervention. This idea can be profoundly reassuring, as it normalizes the concept that important things happen quietly without one's active effort or anxiety. It gently shifts the mind from a state of active seeking or problem solving to passive, accepting observation, which is a crucial step towards inducing deep, restorative sleep. The whispered secret tone further reinforces this intimacy with the subtle and unseen aspects of nature, allowing the mind to simply absorb the unfolding piece. Chapter 2: The Spreading Radii. From the single, invisible bridge line, securely anchored and softly pulled taut across the quiet expanse, the orb spider's intricate, geometric dance truly begins. This foundational thread, now a quiet highway for her delicate movements, allows her to meticulously establish the core of her future masterpiece. She moves along this initial line with a precision that speaks of ancient wisdom, her 8 legs working in perfect synchronicity, feeling for balance, sensing the subtle tensions within the silk. Her first major structural endeavor is the creation of the central Y shape, the very heart of her radiating design. This involves selecting 3 key anchor points, often forming a triangle, and spinning new lines that converge at what will become the hub of her web. She drops another silk line from the bridge line, perhaps letting it dangle until it catches below, or lowering herself to a new anchor point. Then she returns to the center, pulling each leg of the Y taut, reinforcing it with multiple strands, ensuring an unshakable foundation. This initial triangular structure is fundamental. It is the silent scaffolding upon which the rest of the web will be built, a testament to inherent stability. Once the Y is firmly established, a quiet symmetry begins to unfold. The spider then proceeds to lay down the numerous radiating spokes or radii that extend outwards from the central hub, like spokes of a perfectly crafted wheel. These threads are also made of the strong, non-sticky dragline silk, similar to the bridge line. Her movements are a meticulous dance of precision and deliberation. She starts at the hub, and with each new spoke, she carefully walks along a previously laid radius, attaching a new thread at the hub, then moving outward to attach it to the outer frame or another radius. She then returns to the hub, repeating this process again and again. Each spoke is precisely placed, its tension carefully measured by her sensitive legs. This is not a hurried task, but a slow, almost meditative movement, a rhythmic expansion from the central point. Her delicate front legs are used like invisible rulers, like delicate calipers, to measure the distances between each radiating spoke, ensuring they are perfectly and evenly spaced. This innate ability to create geometric regularity without external tools or complex calculations fosters a profound sense of natural order and effortless harmony. The creation of these radii is a testament to the inherent strength and toughness of the silk. Though appearing delicate, each strand of dragline silk possesses extraordinary properties. It is strong, tough, and incredibly resilient, allowing the web to withstand significant forces once completed. The sensory and poetic elements here are subtle yet deeply calming. Imagine the feeling of quiet, deliberate, almost meditative movement, the unseen grace of the spider as she moves across her nascent creation. Feel the subtle stretch and inherent tension of the non-sticky silk threads, each one a fine taut line contributing to the overall strength. Visualize the expanding geometry, like ripples spreading gently and perfectly in a still pond, each new circle of spokes forming a predictable, beautiful pattern. This expanding pattern, this quiet unfolding, aligns with the very nature of fractals, never ending patterns made by repeating a simple, predictable process. The web, even in its early stages, begins to reveal this inherent fractal beauty, a pattern that repeats itself at different scales, becoming more intricate yet consistently predictable. This meticulous construction, the quiet, almost intuitive precision in creating a perfect geometric structure without complex calculations, fosters a profound sense of natural order and harmony. It gently suggests that the universe, even in its smallest and most intricate details, operates with an inherent wisdom, an effortless precision, and a predictable, lulling rhythm. It allows the listener to gently release the need for conscious control or the relentless pursuit of external perfection, instead observing a natural process that simply is perfect in its unfolding, without any struggle or striving. This approach aligns seamlessly with the goal of framing complex natural phenomena as wonder, not as demanding factual instruction. The spider's silent building, the slow rhythmic expansion of the radii, and the delicate tension of the non-sticky silk all combine to create a deeply soothing mental landscape, a predictable pattern for the mind to follow as it drifts towards rest. The repetition of the spider's movements, the consistent rhythm of laying each spoke, and the expanding orderly pattern of the web all act as a gentle, continuous rocking motion, steadily guiding the mind further into a state of tranquil slumber. The calm, unwavering focus of the spider on each precise placement mirrors the desired focus for a restful mind, centered and at peace. Chapter 3: The Auxiliary Spiral's Gentle Guide. Building upon the robust framework of the radiating spokes, stretched taut and true from the central hub to the outer anchors, the orb spider now embarks on a new, equally fascinating phase of her silent construction. This chapter introduces and meticulously details the creation of the temporary widely spaced spiral, often referred to as the auxiliary or scaffolding spiral. This provisional spiral serves a dual crucial purpose in the grand design of the web. Firstly, it provides essential stabilization to the newly formed radial framework, preventing the spokes from sagging or shifting prematurely. Secondly, and perhaps more profoundly, it acts as a precise, gentle guide for the spider's subsequent placement of the final sticky and far more intricate capture spiral. It is a quiet act of meticulous preparation, a temporary blueprint laid out with an innate wisdom. The narrative describes the spider's methodical movement as she lays down this provisional silk. Unlike the later capture spiral, this auxiliary spiral is created by moving from the hub outwards, following the radiating spokes she has just completed. Her pace is steady, unhurried, as she spins a non-sticky silk thread, attaching it to one spoke, moving several spoke widths over, attaching it to the next, and so on. The spaces between these turns of the spiral are noticeably wider, creating a series of loose, non-adhesive rings. This is a quiet act of preparation, a practice run, a temporary pathway that will ensure the precision of the permanent structure. There is a deep, quiet patience inherent in this phase, the setting of a temporary path, the mindful arrangement of guides, and the subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the web structure as this provisional spiral is laid. It creates a quiet anticipation of what is to come, a silent promise of future intricate details. The philosophical implication of this temporary spiral is deeply soothing. It highlights a natural process of building, then dismantling, and then rebuilding, an innate willingness to create something that is not meant to last forever. The spider constructs this elaborate yet impermanent structure with the understanding that it will be removed or consumed later, its materials recycled for the final, more crucial component of the web. Highlighting this impermanence and the spider's innate wisdom in constructing something only to later remove it offers a subtle yet profound lesson in the natural flow of creation and dissolution. This concept can be deeply calming as it gently normalizes the idea that not everything in life needs to be permanent, perfect, or immutable from its inception. It serves as a tender reminder that life often involves stages of preparation, refinement, and a graceful letting go of what is temporary, fostering a pervasive sense of acceptance, ease, and adaptability. This fluid approach aligns seamlessly with the meandering river narrative, where the journey itself, with all its temporary paths and changing landscapes, is the ultimate destination rather than a fixed endpoint. It is the wisdom of allowing things to be as they are, to serve their purpose for a time, and then to dissolve back into the flow, making way for the new. The sensory and poetic elements woven into this chapter emphasize the feeling of a gentle guiding hand, or perhaps a soft internal compass leading the way. Imagine the spider's subtle, rhythmic steps as she lays each wide loop of the auxiliary spiral, a delicate tap and release, a quiet securing of the temporary. Feel the quiet patience inherent in this act of preparation, the setting of a pathway that is for guidance, not capture. Hear the subtle silence of the web, a quiet hum as its temporary structure takes shape in the hushed air. There is the quiet anticipation of the next, more permanent stage, a sense of gentle unfolding. The spider's body moves with a predictable, almost mesmerizing rhythm, circling outwards, her legs feeling for the established spokes, making her temporary attachments. This repetition of movement, This predictable pattern of creation acts as a soft, rhythmic lullaby for the mind, a gentle rocking motion that encourages a deeper drift into relaxation. The spider's wisdom is not in building something perfect from the start, but in understanding the necessity of steps, of provisional structures, and of the graceful art of letting go. This tranquil wisdom permeates the narrative, inviting the listener to release the pressure of needing every action to be final or perfect, and instead to embrace the quiet, flowing process of creation and transformation. The quiet unfolding of this preparatory spiral reinforces the pervasive sense of calm, guiding the mind effortlessly towards a state of profound rest. Chapter 4: Weaving the Sticky Embrace. With the foundational framework of the radiating spokes securely in place, and the gentle guidance of the temporary auxiliary spiral laid out like a preliminary map, the orb spider now prepares for the most ingenious and vital stage of her nocturnal creation, the weaving of the sticky, elastic capture thread. This is the part of the web designed to halt and hold, transforming the intricate scaffold into a functional, glistening trap. But before this can begin, the spider performs a remarkable act of recycling and renewal. As she lays down the new, permanent sticky spiral, she often meticulously removes and consumes the auxiliary spiral she just created, absorbing its silk proteins back into her body to be reused. This is a quiet, efficient transformation, a natural cycle of building, dismantling, and rebuilding, all without waste or struggle. The narrative vividly describes the creation of this capture thread, which, unlike the previous non sticky silk, is laid down meticulously from the outside of the web inwards, spiraling towards the central hub. As this extraordinary silk emerges from her spinnerets, it undergoes a magical transformation. It is not simply a smooth filament. Instead, tiny glistening droplets of a unique aqueous glue appear along its length, transforming the seemingly plain thread into a shimmering beaded trap. These sticky droplets, perfectly spaced and incredibly adhesive, are what give the capture spiral its immense effectiveness. The narrative emphasizes the extraordinary, almost paradoxical properties of this silk. It is described with a sense of wonder as stronger than steel when comparing strength to weight ratios, and yet stretchier than rubber, possessing high elasticity, high density, and fracture resistance. This remarkable combination of tensile strength and elasticity allows the web to deform and absorb the energy of an impact rather than breaking, making it incredibly effective at capturing fast-moving prey. The spider's precise movements are again highlighted. She uses her delicate legs to measure as she rapidly and rhythmically circles, moving inwards, attaching each turn of the sticky spiral with quiet efficiency. The silk surface, despite its sticky properties, is described as having a smooth and soft, lustrous and sheen quality, especially before the full formation of the droplets, or from certain angles as light catches it. Sensory and poetic elements here include the imagined feeling of the sticky droplets, almost imperceptible to the gentle touch, yet profoundly effective. There is the subtle tension and gentle give of the elastic threads as they are laid, stretching and then holding firm, a silent hum of potential energy. Visualize the quiet, rhythmic circling of the spider, a continuous, mesmerizing dance of creation as she spirals inwards, her movements precise and unhurried, and behold the visual beauty of the silk's lustrous and sheen quality, especially as it catches the faintest hint of light, transforming the web into a glistening marvel. This chapter highlights the profound paradox of immense strength residing within delicate beauty. The web, though appearing fragile and ethereal, possesses extraordinary mechanical properties that allow it to withstand significant impact and capture prey, many times the spider's size. This contrast, presented in a calm and wondrous manner, can evoke a deep sense of marvel without stimulating excitement or tension. It gently suggests that true power often lies not in overt force or aggression, but in subtle, intricate design, quiet resilience, and profound adaptability. This can be deeply calming to the listener as it softly shifts their focus from perceived weaknesses or vulnerabilities to inherent quiet strengths, both in nature and perhaps within themselves. The silent nature of the spider's intricate work, the rhythmic laying of the sticky spiral, and the inherent strength within fragility further reinforces this understated yet powerful presence, guiding the mind into a state of deep, peaceful contemplation. The consistent spiraling of the narrative, mirroring the web's construction, provides a continuous, predictable flow, a comforting loop that allows the mind to drift effortlessly towards rest, held within the embrace of nature's gentle wonders. Chapter 5. A Glimmer of Dawn, a Web Adorned. As the intricate work of the night gracefully draws to a close, a new and tender chapter of the web's existence unfolds with the quiet arrival of dawn. This chapter describes the magical transformation of the web as the first soft light of morning tenderly touches the sleeping landscape, and the morning dew, like a celestial jeweler, gently settles upon its intricate threads. The world begins its slow, quiet awakening, not with a sudden burst of light, but with a gradual, almost imperceptible increase in luminosity. The deepest indigos of night soften into charcoal grays, then to gentle lavenders and soft rose hues along the horizon, painting the sky with an ethereal palette. This is the hour of transition, of gentle shifts, a time when the world holds its breath in anticipation of the new day, yet still lingers in the tranquil embrace of lingering darkness. It is in this precise, hushed moment that the web, previously a testament to silent construction, begins to shimmer with a new, ethereal beauty. As the temperature drops slightly and humidity rises, morning dew delicately forms upon its myriad threads. Each tiny droplet, perfectly spherical, adheres to the silk like a miniature lens, catching and reflecting the soft, nascent light. The web, now adorned with countless glistening dewdrops, appears as if strung with shimmering pearls, each one a tiny jewel scattered across the vast, intricate tapestry. This dew reveals the beautiful symmetry, the intricate geometry, and the astonishing artistry of the web in a way that is often unseen in the deep darkness of night. The individual radii and the capture spiral, previously almost invisible, now glisten and sparkle, making the web a breathtaking spectacle of natural design. The spider, having completed her night's arduous work of weaving, now waits patiently. She is often found at the very hub of her masterpiece, her body oriented head down, perfectly still. She is embraced by the profound quiet of the morning, a silent sentinel in a world coming to life around her. Her patience is absolute, her stillness a reflection of the peaceful dawn. She senses the vibrations in her web, attuned to the subtle movements of prey. But in this moment of pre-dawn beauty, she is a part of the quiet tableau. Key sensory and poetic elements immerse the listener in this tranquil scene. Feel the cool, damp air of dawn, carrying the faint, clean scent of earth, perhaps the subtle aroma of dew-kissed leaves or blooming night flowers. Witness the breathtaking visual spectacle of light, the sparkling and shimmering of countless tiny water droplets, like scattered jewels across a vast invisible net. Experience the profound feeling of stillness and patient anticipation, the gentle transition from the deep velvety darkness of night to the soft golden and pearlescent hues of dawn painting the eastern sky. This chapter emphasizes the ephemeral beauty of the dew adorned web. This beauty, though profound, is inherently temporary, as the warmth of the rising sun will eventually cause the dew to evaporate, returning the web to its less visible state. Focusing on this transient artistry encourages a gentle appreciation for the present moment, inviting the listener to observe and enjoy without clinging to its permanence. This concept can be deeply calming as it reduces the pressure of needing things to be constant or perfect, fostering a soft contemplation of fleeting beauty, a common theme found in meditative and mindfulness practices that encourage acceptance of change. The quiet, patient waiting of the spider at the hub, embracing the stillness of the morning, further reinforces this peaceful acceptance of the present moment, allowing the mind to gently drift, unburdened by the need to hold on to anything. The visual and tactile descriptions of light, dew, and subtle changes create a rich yet non stimulating sensory landscape that deeply soothes the mind and guides it towards the threshold of sleep, wrapped in the quiet wonder of a new day dawning. Chapter 6: The Web's Subtle Symphony and the Cycle of Renewal. As the soft glow of dawn deepens and the world begins its gentle hum, the orb spider's web reveals yet another layer of its astonishing natural design, functioning beyond what the eye can see. This concluding chapter introduces a truly wondrous scientific concept: the web's role as a hyperacute acoustic antenna. Explains, in gentle poetic terms, how this intricate gossamer structure allows the spider to capture even the faintest airborne sounds and detect minuscule vibrations from a distant source, even those sounds far beyond the range of human hearing. The narrative poetically describes how the incredibly thin silk strands, each a marvel of engineering, are so exquisitely sensitive that they can detect the minute movements of nanoscale air particles, vibrating in response to sound waves, operating on a principle distinct from traditional eardrums or human auditory systems. The spider does not hear in the way we do, but rather listens with its legs, which are equipped with highly specialized sensory organs. These organs detect the subtle vibrations traveling along the silk threads, translating them into information about potential prey, predators, or even approaching weather changes. She responds to these unheard whispers with subtle, almost imperceptible movements herself, perhaps a slight crouch, a shift in posture, or a delicate stretch, fine tuning her position or preparing for action. Key sensory and poetic elements here include the imagined feeling of subtle, unseen vibrations in the air, a silent language spoken between the world and the web. There is the profound concept of listening without ears, of sensing the world through delicate touch, and the quiet awareness of the natural world's intricate, hidden communication, a symphony of silence and vibration. This concept introduces a deep sense of interconnectedness within nature, where even a seemingly simple structure like a web is in fact a complex living sensory organ. The idea of silent perception, hearing without traditional ears, feeling the world through subtle vibrations, can be incredibly calming. It invites the listener to consider a deeper, more subtle way of experiencing the world, one that doesn't rely on loud noises or overt action, but rather on quiet sensitivity and an attunement to unseen forces. This gently shifts the focus from external stimulation to internal awareness and a gentle appreciation of the hidden language of the natural world, which is a key element for quiet contemplation and preparing the mind for deep sleep. It also subtly personifies the web as a listener, an extension of the spider's own senses, deepening the sense of wonder and connection. Beyond its role as a silent listener, the orb spider's web embodies a profound lesson in natural cycles and renewal. This chapter gently describes the orb spider's remarkable practice of often consuming its old web and spinning a completely new one each and every night, or at least every few days. This act of recycling and renewal is a quiet, natural process entirely devoid of waste or struggle. The spider meticulously gathers its old silk, digesting it and reabsorbing the proteins to use in building the new web. This effortless recycling ensures that the web is always fresh, clean, and optimally effective at capturing prey, as dust, pollen, and damage can reduce its stickiness and integrity. It gently reiterates the broader theme of transformation in nature, not as a bumpy, chaotic ride, but as a continuous, gentle, and profoundly efficient flow. The spider's quiet life cycle itself, including its eventual passing in autumn and the emergence of new spiderlings in the spring from meticulously woven egg sacs, can be framed as part of this larger, peaceful, and endless cycle of renewal. This act of letting go of the old to make way for the new is deeply comforting. Key sensory and poetic elements include the feeling of gentle release, the quiet dissolving of what was, making space for what will be, a soft, unwavering promise of new beginnings. There is the deep, comforting rhythm of natural cycles, a lullaby of continuous change, where nothing is truly lost but merely transformed. The dismantling of the old web is not an ending, but a prelude to a new creation, a dance of gentle impermanence. The narrative gracefully flows back to central, calming ideas, the gentle darkening of the world, the pervasive quiet, the slow rhythmic cadence of nature's processes. Concluding the script with this theme of cyclical renewal and effortless transformation provides a profound and enduring sense of peace. It subtly reassures the listener that endings are merely transitions and that the natural world, in its quiet wisdom, constantly renews itself without struggle, drama, or the need for external force. This aligns perfectly with the meandering river concept, as the narrative gently flows back to the idea of continuous, effortless change, guiding the mind into a state of profound acceptance and ease. It offers a final, deep sense of acceptance of life's natural rhythms and the quiet, unwavering promise of a new dawn, preparing the mind for a truly restful, regenerative sleep. Let the quiet symphony of the web and the endless cycle of nature lull you into the deepest, most peaceful rest. Your breath deepens, naturally, effortlessly, expanding into your chest and softening your abdomen with each inhale, then releasing all lingering tension with each long, gentle exhale. This steady, rhythmic breathing becomes a quiet tide, pulling you further from wakefulness, easing you into the tranquil depths of slumber. With every breath, you descend a little deeper, each exhalation a release, each inhalation a quiet replenishment of peace. The very air around you seems to grow heavier, softer, more comforting, as if it too is settling into a profound rest alongside you. Your body grows wonderfully heavy, rooted and secure, melting into the surface beneath you. Feel the gentle surrender of each muscle, each fiber, letting go of all the day's accumulated holding and subtle tensions. From your toes, releasing any lingering stiffness, up through your calves and thighs, feeling them soften and relax, through your hips, allowing them to broaden and sink, up your spine, gently lengthening and releasing, through your shoulders, letting them drop away from your ears, and finally to your face, where all the tiny muscles around your eyes, jaw, and forehead soften and smooth like still water. The darkness around you is not an emptiness, but a gentle, comforting presence, a velvet blanket woven from the quiet of the universe. It is the natural canvas upon which dreams unfold, a nurturing void that cradles your consciousness. In this soothing darkness, your eyes feel wonderfully heavy, softly closed, drawn inward to the quiet landscape behind them. Your mind's eye, if it remains, perceives only soft, amorphous shapes, gentle colors, patterns that drift and reform without effort or meaning, like clouds lazily passing across a vast, endless sky. There are no urgent thoughts, no demanding tasks, no need to solve or understand, only this gentle, endless flow of calm. The silence deepens, becoming richer, more profound. Any distant sounds become absorbed, integrated into the vast quiet, merely whispers on the edge of a dream, drawing you deeper rather than pulling you out. You are moving beyond the realm of conscious thought now into a place of pure, effortless being. This is the realm where the body begins its profound work of restoration. In this deep sleep, your cells repair, your energy stores replenish, your memories gently consolidate, organizing themselves for clarity when you awaken. It is a natural process, an inherent wisdom guiding your body to heal and rejuvenate, just as the spider intuitively spins her perfect web and the earth endlessly renews itself. There is nothing for you to do but allow this natural process to unfold, to simply surrender to the gentle current that carries you. You are held safe and secure in the vast, quiet embrace of the earth's hum, a deep vibrational lullaby that has been singing since the beginning of time. This hum is the essence of life's persistence, its continuous cycles of growth, release, and profound rest. It is a constant, unwavering presence, an energetic resonance that connects you to all that is peaceful and enduring in the natural world. Allow yourself to feel this deep connection, this belonging to something vast and ancient and utterly calm. The delicate spiraling patterns of the web, the silent wisdom of the spider, the gentle flow of dawn and dusk, the endless rhythm of dismantling and renewing, all these elements have woven a tapestry of peace around you, a mental cocoon for your soul. You are now fully immersed in the softest, deepest, most restorative kind of sleep, a profound surrender to the universe's quiet guidance. This is not just a temporary pause, but a complete reset, a journey into the deepest wells of your being, where true peace resides. Allow yourself to drift effortlessly, completely, into the boundless, comforting void of sleep. There is only peace, there is only rest, and in this rest there is profound renewal, awaiting the gentle dawn of your own awakening. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep. Conclusion. Part 1. The Web's Eternal Whisper, a tapestry of strength and grace. The web now hangs complete, a quiet masterpiece of inherent design, spun silently in the cool embrace of twilight or kissed by the tender light of dawn. It is an intricate tapestry woven from unseen forces and delicate purpose, a monument to the patience and profound wisdom of a tiny, ancient artisan. Every radial spoke, every precise spiral, every glistening dewdrop has contributed to its form, creating a delicate fortress that cradles the very promise of life. This completed work, born of instinct and precision, now simply is an embodiment of quiet strength and ethereal beauty, existing in its perfect geometry as the world outside continues its slow, unhurried turn. It is a symbol of artistry, born not of conscious thought, but of an inherent pattern, a blueprint embedded deep within the fabric of nature itself, a design that has evolved over millions of years since the Cretaceous period when the ancestors of modern orb weaving spiders began spinning similar circular webs, allowing them to become dominant predators of aerial insects, a testament to enduring natural engineering. The delicate complexity, a hallmark of their ancient lineage, is truly a marvel. This intricate network of silken threads, often spanning several feet, is a remarkable feat of structural engineering, a fine net designed to intercept the subtle flight paths of insects, a silent hunter awaiting its moment. The web's ability to maintain its form and function through subtle wind currents and the weight of dew is a testament to its inherent stability, a quiet balance of tension and give that speaks of enduring design. The very act of its completion signifies a natural perfection, a moment of profound harmony in the quiet world, a visual poem etched into the pre-dawn air. At the heart of this wonder lies the silk itself, a material of astonishing properties, far beyond mere thread. Spider silk is not a simple, uniform fiber. It is a complex, natural polypeptide, a polymeric protein primarily composed of fibroin, which is synthesized within specialized glands in the spider's abdomen. This remarkable protein, containing precisely arranged sequences of amino acids like glycine and alanine, allows for a unique, almost unbelievable combination of immense strength and extraordinary flexibility. Imagine, within its delicate, almost invisible strands, the silk holds a quiet, unyielding strength that is pound for pound stronger than many types of steel. To put this into perspective, if a strand of dragline silk were as thick as a pencil, it could theoretically snag and bring to a halt a Boeing 747 in mid flight, absorbing its kinetic energy. This is not merely impressive, it is its strength to density ratio that truly astounds. A silk strand is far stronger for its size and weight than an equivalent steel beam, making it an incredibly efficient material. Yet it is not merely strong, it is incredibly ductile, meaning it possesses an astonishing extensibility, capable of stretching up to 3 or 4 times its original length without breaking, particularly the sticky capture silk, which needs to absorb the impact of flying insects. This unique blend of high tensile strength and high elasticity allows the web to deform and absorb an immense amount of kinetic energy from an impact rather than simply snapping, making it tougher than even advanced synthetic materials like Kevlar. This quiet resilience, this inherent ability to bend and stretch with gentle give without breaking, whispers a deep, profound lesson in endurance and adaptability, a soft reassurance that true lasting strength can reside not in rigidity, but in flexibility and a willingness to yield. Furthermore, the spider's abdomen houses not just one, but up to 7 distinct types of silk glands, each producing a specialized type of silk protein precisely tailored for a specific function within the web or for other purposes. For instance, the major ampullate silk forms the web's robust, non-sticky framework, the radial spokes and outer frame, and serves as the spider's own vital lifeline or safety dragline. The flagelliform silk and aggregate silks are specifically designed for the sticky elastic capture spiral, featuring the adhesive droplets that make the web an effective trap. Other silks are meticulously used for wrapping prey, creating sturdy egg sacs to protect offspring, or forming the strong attachment discs that anchor the web to its supports. This incredible toolkit of natural fibers, each with its uniquely optimized mechanical properties, allows the spider to craft a web that functions as a highly efficient aerial filter with minimal material waste and incredibly low energy expenditure, a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement. The shimmering, lustrous quality of the silk, particularly when kissed by dawn's light or adorned with dew, adds another layer of quiet wonder, transforming a mere engineering marvel into a work of natural art. This intricate detail, the precise biological engineering behind each strand, deepens the sense of quiet awe, grounding the mind in the incredible intricacies of the natural world, allowing for a sustained sense of peaceful contemplation. The silent unfolding of such complex natural processes is profoundly soothing, inviting your mind to simply observe and absorb, letting go of all need for active engagement or analysis, gently spiraling deeper into a state of profound calm. Conclusion. Part 2. The web's ancient listening and your gentle drift. This intricate web, beyond its remarkable physical properties, is not merely a passive trap, it is a living, hyperacute sensory organ, an astonishing extension of the spider's very being, attuned to the most subtle vibrations in its environment. The web functions as a vast, exquisite acoustic antenna, allowing the spider to perceive the world in ways that far transcend human senses. The incredibly fine silk strands are so exquisitely sensitive that they can detect minuscule vibrations from nanoscale air particles, translating these imperceptible movements into vital information about distant events. Unlike human eardrums, which primarily respond to variations in sound pressure, spider silk resonates with the subtle velocities of air particles as they are moved by a sound field. This allows the web to act as an extended ear. The spider does not hear in the conventional human sense. Rather, it listens with its legs, which are equipped with highly specialized sensory organs, such as slit sensilla, that detect these minute web movements and vibrations. This remarkable outsourced hearing allows the spider to increase its sound sensitive surface area enormously, up to 10,000 times greater than its own small body size, providing early warning of approaching prey or predators from surprising distances, sometimes more than 10 meters away. Imagine this silent perception, hearing without traditional ears, feeling the world through subtle, unseen vibrations, sensing the quiet whispers of the air, the faint hum of a distant insect, or the delicate shift of a breeze. It invites you to consider a deeper, more subtle way of experiencing the world, one that doesn't rely on loud noises or overt action, but rather on quiet sensitivity, profound attunement, and an awareness of hidden forces and energies. This beautiful idea gently shifts the focus from external stimulation to internal awareness and a gentle appreciation of the hidden language of the natural world, which is a key element for quiet contemplation and preparing the mind for profound rest. The web, in its silent listening, in its delicate sensitivity to the unseen, becomes a powerful symbol of attentive presence, a deep and intrinsic connection to the subtle energies around us, a constant reminder of the unseen wonders always at play. And so, as the web shimmers with the knowledge of distant movements and the quiet data of the air, we return to the quiet rhythm of the orb spider's life, a testament to nature's profound wisdom of cycles and renewal. The orb spider's most remarkable practice is its daily cycle of renewal, the act of often meticulously consuming its old web and spinning a completely new one each and every night, or at least every few days. This is not a wasteful act, but a quiet, efficient, and natural process, entirely devoid of struggle, anxiety, or reluctance. By consuming the silk, the spider reclaims valuable proteins, effectively recycling nutrients and energy for the construction of the next night's essential web. This daily rebuilding ensures the web is always fresh, clean, and optimally sticky, as dust, pollen, and environmental damage can significantly reduce its effectiveness at capturing prey. It is also a clever and evolved adaptive strategy for predator avoidance, as a visible dew covered web hanging conspicuously at dawn would make the spider an easy target for birds and other daylight predators. This gentle dismantling and subsequent rebirth reiterates the broader comforting theme of transformation in nature, not as a bumpy, chaotic, or abrupt ride, but as a continuous, gentle, and profoundly efficient flow, a dance of perpetual becoming. The spider's quiet life cycle itself, a microcosm of nature's larger, grander patterns, contributes to this unending, soothing rhythm. Orb weavers are one of the largest and most diverse families of spiders, with over 3,000 species found throughout the world, inhabiting diverse landscapes from dense forests to quiet urban gardens, found on almost every continent except the extreme polar regions. They are primarily nocturnal web builders, diligently active during the evening and night, resting or hiding during the day to avoid predators. Their presence is overwhelmingly beneficial to ecosystems, as these expert architects play a vital role in natural pest control, diligently capturing a wide variety of flying insects like mosquitoes, flies, moths, and beetles, thus helping to regulate insect populations and maintain the delicate balance of the environment. They are inherently non aggressive creatures towards humans, far more prone to flee or drop from their web than to bite, and their venom is not considered medically significant to humans, generally causing only minor, localized reactions. The cycle of their quiet life, including their eventual natural passing in late autumn and the emergence of new spiderlings from meticulously woven protective egg sacs in the warming spring, is a profound and beautiful part of this larger, peaceful, and endless cycle of natural renewal, a continuous affirmation of life's quiet persistence. This gentle dissolving of the old to make way for the new is deeply comforting, a profound reassurance. It is the feeling of gentle release, the quiet dissolving of what was, making soft, unhurried, and boundless space for what will inevitably be. There is the soft, unwavering promise of new beginnings, a constant, subtle rebirth embedded in the very fabric of time. This deep, comforting rhythm of natural cycles, a pervasive lullaby of continuous change, whispers that nothing is truly lost, but merely transformed, integrated seamlessly into the unending flow of existence. The dismantling of the old web is not an ending, but a tender prelude to a new creation, a timeless dance of gentle impermanence and perfect adaptation, a quiet wisdom reflected in every strand. The narrative gracefully flows back to central, calming ideas, the gentle darkening of the world, the pervasive quiet that envelops all things, and the slow rhythmic cadence of nature's eternal processes. Concluding the script with this theme of cyclical renewal and effortless transformation provides a profound and enduring sense of peace. It subtly reassures the listener that endings are merely transitions, and that the natural world, in its quiet wisdom, constantly renews itself without struggle, drama, or the need for external force or intervention. This aligns perfectly with the meandering river concept, as the narrative gently flows back to the idea of continuous, effortless change, guiding the mind into a state of profound acceptance and ease. It offers a final deep sense of acceptance of life's natural rhythms and the quiet, unwavering promise of a new dawn, preparing the mind for a truly restful, regenerative sleep. Now, imagine yourself enveloped in this very same profound security, feeling as utterly protected and serenely at peace as the delicate spider resting at the quiet heart of her magnificent yet ephemeral web. Picture yourself drifting effortlessly, weightlessly on the soft, pervasive hum of the world. This hum is not a jarring sound, but a deep vibrational lullaby, an ancient song that permeates the entire environment, gently guiding you further and further into the most profound and restorative rest. The completed web, with its quiet strength, its inherent stability, and its unwavering protective qualities, becomes a powerful and resonant symbol of ultimate security, allowing your mind to fully surrender to the deep, comforting pull of sleep, a complete and utter release into pure, unburdened tranquility. Let the soft, intricate threads of the orb web and the earth's timeless, gentle humming combine to create this beautiful, metaphorical, earth's soft hum, a deep, vibrational lullaby that permeates your entire being, guiding you into profound, undisturbed rest. This quiet journey through the orb spider's silent creation ultimately leads to a universal truth about the necessity, the profound beauty, and the restorative power of rest, mirroring the natural world's inherent and timeless cycles of daily activity and nightly profound renewal. It is a reassuring note, a gentle, final whispered promise, leaving your mind feeling utterly safe, completely content, and deeply grounded, ready to drift into the deepest, most peaceful sleep, cradled by the earth's soft, enduring embrace. Allow yourself to fully surrender to this peace. Trust in the quiet strength that surrounds you and the innate wisdom of your own body. Sleep now, sleep deeply. Allow yourself to fully embrace the profound tranquility that is your birthright. Sleep,